chicken bouillon. You see, I didn't measure. Measure to your own taste. And a little bit of the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. I'll bring that back over with me. And we're gonna make some masa. Start with warm water. Beautiful masa dough. And now I'm going to make this filling for it. I made, well, some people call them pupusas. Some people call them gorditas. My sister friend that lives in Chihuahua, Mexico, calls them gorditas. But some of the restaurants here call them pupusas. I don't care what you call them, I call them delicious. And then I have some Greek yogurt sauce. My sister went to Greece a couple of months ago and brought back some tzatziki Greek seasoning. And let me tell you, it's incredible. Incredible. It looks like this. And put you about a table. I use about maybe 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. And maybe like a little less than a tablespoon, a teaspoon of the seasoning. And mix it together, that's it. It don't need no, for me, it doesn't need no lemon juice or anything. Okay, so that's done. Now, got my skillet warm over here. I'm gonna put a little oil. Hey everybody, put a little oil. I just got some oil from, I fried something last week. So the oil's still over here. A little oil on my pan. Turn the fire down now. I think I'm gonna have, how many pieces of ham is this? I don't know. Let's see. Wait, that doubled the ham. Well, I don't care. Well, no. I don't want the ham doubled. I like to get a little brown on my ham. So that was ham. And we're just letting people get on, because today I want to talk about my eating schedule. And I want to tell you guys what I do and how I'm eating. If you guys have lost weight, you can even tell by my arms. I'm a person that's had some big weight loss. And so sometimes when you lose a whole lot of weight, skin will still hang. But I don't care. I look good. And you can always get that cut off. And one day I will. And until then, I ain't ashamed of nothing, baby. I'm proud of myself. Proud of this body. This body is amazing. My largest weight that I was 345 pounds. I did not know that I had gotten up to 345 pounds. Woo! All right. Ham done. Yeah, I had no clue. And then one day I took pictures with a boyfriend that I had at the time. Nice guy. He just was really, really, really big. Like the biggest guy I'd ever dated at the time. And in my head, I thought that I was just so much more smaller than him. And when we took pictures, and I was looking at them pictures, I was like, God damn, you just as big as he is. So I had to make some changes. Going to make some change for once in my life. I'm gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. I'm gonna make it right. All right. More that Kinder Steakhouse. All right, that can go back in the fridge. I'm a person that likes to cook as I go. I mean, clean as I go. Oh, like I just can't do it. Okay. So, I'll get started as soon as I sit down. Usually you guys know I eat and I don't talk to you guys while I'm eating, but today we're going to talk because I feel like it. So we're just letting people get on. Hey everybody, Bathley, did I pronounce that right? Hey, and hello, hey, I like all your emojis, they look so fun. Hi Angie Catherine, hi everybody. Yes, we're going to talk about how I eat, and if you're a woman over 40, I think that you should try it because let me tell you, I don't want to tell everything because I want to wait until everybody gets on, but I am not new to this weight loss journey at all. I've been a fat little piggy since I was in the 6th grade. I broke 200 pounds in the 6th grade. I was bigger than my mother by the 6th grade. And yeah, just want to talk about that. All right, now let me wipe this out, guys. Okay, now I'm going to make sure this time when I make my pupusa, I'm going to make sure that the fire is low. The last time I made them, they were delicious, but the fire was too high. So I made sure the fire was low enough this time. I got some butter. I'm going to put that up though. I'm going to cook and get some butter. And I'm going to stuff the pupusa with just cheese. Cheese. I only made enough masa for one pupusa because they turned out to be very filling. And yeah, I couldn't eat what I thought I could eat. So okay. I'm good, Marquez. How are you? So that's my matzo ball. I've been trying to watch videos of how they stuffed it, and I just didn't even do it the way that I saw in the video already. Actually, let me do it like I saw it. Let me get a little more water on my hands. Okay, make a ball first. Press real good, make a ball, compact the ball. Then, kind of like a hole in the middle, and then kind of press around. Then, once you got it kind of like a cup, I put my cheese in there. And then I kind of bring that back here and make it back flat. See? Follow the directions, Kelly. And now I'm going to make it as flat as I can. And I seasoned my masa. If anybody's like, dang, your masa is yellow, it is. I put some Norris chicken bouillon in it because black people always want to put extra seasoning and stuff. All right, so I got me some butter. And I laid my papoose in there. Super excited. All right. Almost done, and then we'll go talk. Start setting up. I'm super excited. Renita, oh my God, baby. So I finished cooking my eggs and ham. And let me flip the screen. I got my papusa in the skillet. And then we're ready to eat. I'm telling y'all, I was always thinking I was fine. But baby, when I got on the scale this morning and I was like, I lost 2 more pounds, go me, right? Because I'm not necessarily, I'm not gonna say that I'm not really trying. That's the true truth. I'm not trying. I put myself on a schedule, and that was it. So I want to tell you guys about the schedule. And then I want to tell you why I put myself on a schedule, so that way if my story resonates with you, then you may want to put yourself on a food schedule too. That might be the winner. Put yourself on a schedule. Oh. You guys, my sister is coming to visit me next week from Texas. I'm excited. The first time they came down to visit me, I lived in a different part of the city because I had just moved here. And I lived in a part of the city called Zona Romantica, which is by the Malecon, by the beach. If you're familiar with Puerto Vallarta, then you'll know where the Malecon is. And when I first got here, it was so crazy. When I first got here, I was here sight unseen. I had never even been to Mexico. I know I could not speak the language, and I don't think I can speak the language. I just know enough to get by. But I was on this street called Jacarandas. And although my apartment was the best, like I loved that apartment, I did not like the street it was on because it was the steepest. I lived in the mountains and I never thought about driving in the mountains. And I'm one of those people that has a recurring dream of like going up a steep hill and then getting to the top and like there's this big, deep drop. Yeah. So going up that hill was like debilitating for me. And I think I drove up that hill 3 times. I was there for 6 months. My car stayed parked. I wasn't doing it. And I Ubered everywhere because I just could not make myself. Oh, you look good. Okay, sorry guys. You look good. I'm so excited. It looks a lot, I mean, the last one was really good. But this one just really looks better because, like I said, I took the fire down so it didn't burn it. And it looked like a restaurant. So anyway, yeah, I get a chance to show her where I've been living at. They hadn't been here in like 2 years. So I get to show everybody where I live now. And they can see that. And Hacarandas, even though it's definitely a place where the people that want to move here, like a lot of the white people, the Canadian white people, not the American white people, they like to buy the houses up on Hacarandas and in the mountains and stuff for the views. That's great, but there were some drawbacks to living in the mountains. You can have landslides, there's a lot of people around you that cannot afford to build like the foreigners when they come and build, so you still got houses around you that could attract different kinds of things. I hadn't seen the biggest bugs of my life until I got here. I'd never seen cockroaches till I got here. These things they're the biggest cucarachas I've ever seen in my life down here. And you just see that more in some areas than you do in others. So I love Hacarandas. I love the view of the ocean, but I prefer where I'm living now. I prefer it. It's better for me, especially being down here. I've got a few people that I've met down here, but I won't say that there's family down here yet. To be honest, my HOA lady is probably the closest thing to a family. I love her so much. She takes good care of me. My nail tech is great too. All right, I'm gonna give this a few more minutes. Oh, and that's what we getting on. That's what we getting on. As soon as I sit down, we're gonna start talking. But yes, the food down here is different. The meat. So my cousin in the United States, he is a chef. And I didn't know this. I never even thought about it, okay? I never thought about it, didn't know it. And he was telling me how meat in the stores, how that meat has been dead for months. By the time you get it in the store, that cow been dead for months. And I was just like, what you mean for months? And the thought of the processing that it takes for you to be able to cut a live animal and preserve it. And I'm sure they freeze it for months until it gets to us. And it's still edible for another week or two? That's wild to me. Wild. And so I know down here that my meat was probably killed a week ago, 2 weeks max, but definitely not no months before it gets to me. That's huge. The vegetables down here. Like, first of all, let me go back to the meat. You can't leave the meat out of the freezer here. Like, when you get it, you gotta immediately freeze it or cook it because the time clock is on it. That's how fresh it is. The thing is that it is the quality of the food, but it's the way food is processed here that makes it even more harmful. I mean, in the United States, that makes it even more harmful. The processing is too much. And the USA allows some certain processing styles that other countries don't. Not just the ingredients. We haven't even talked about the ingredients that they put in this stuff. Just the processing itself is so much more detrimental and harmful. I was telling people yesterday that I don't drink water. I haven't drunk a glass of water since I got back here. I got back here in December. When I'm in the United States, I drink water. I don't know what that means. In the United States, There's water. I drink a lot of water, but here I don't. Oh, my pupusa looks so good today. Or gordita, whatever you want to call it. Look at it. Don't it look like it go to a restaurant? I did it. Me. Yay. Okay, you guys let me know if you can still hear me. Can you all still hear me very well? Because I got the phone like set up on the... But tell me if you can hear me. Okay, good. If and when you cannot hear me, let me know. Don't let me keep talking and you can't hear me. But anyway, so let me give a little bit of my story. I'm going to speed it up. So like I said before, I have been a little chunky piggy since the 6th grade. I broke 200 pounds in the 6th grade. And I was officially larger than my mom. And I was happy to be larger than my mom because that meant no more spankings. And so, in doing my work, when it talks about the relationship of your food, I think a lot of times people go straight to like emotional eating, and not everybody's an emotional eater. Or if you are an emotional eater, what kind of emotion is it, right? And why? How did that emotion get tied to you eating? Eating for me, I had a couple of things that affected the relationship that I know of right now. One of the things is, yes, I was happy to be bigger than my mom so that I could stop getting spankings. And I think for a while, I associated my weight with safety. And I remember talking to my cousin, my favorite cousin, shout out Anthony. I have 2 favorite cousins. And we all hang out together. And I was saying, and jokingly talking about, can no man kidnap me because I'm too big. You can't. I was like, if a man wants me to kidnap me, he can pick me up, he deserves me. Well, one day Anthony says, Kelly, I want you to stop saying that. Like, stop saying what? He said, stop saying that you're too big to get kidnapped. And he said, and I thought he was saying it like, don't talk bad about yourself. He was like, no. He was like, I can pick you up. Men can pick you up. If a man wants to kidnap you, he can kidnap you. You're no more safe just because you think you're bigger. You're no more safe now than you are thinner. You can be snatched. You can be unsafe. Mm-hmm. Whoa. 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 You ain't got no business being that good. You ain't got no business being that good. That's the problem. And I know how to make it too. One more. Hold on, y'all. That's delicious. Okay, I'm coming back. Hold on. Oh man, I got my sauce. That's delicious. So, me associating my weight with safety, that's number one. Also, my dad was a depressed individual, and I was a daddy's girl. So, and I'm saying this because if you're a depressed parent, you are still a great parent. My dad was a great... Oh, did I get it? Or did you think it was my piercing? But that's okay. We still got it. So, you're still a great parent, but you have to remember that the things that you're doing while you're in a depressive episode, your kid is still going to pattern after that. Your kid is gonna pattern after that. So when my dad would pick me up from school, he was my evening, right? Because my mom didn't get off work till like 6:30, get home till 6:30. And he was in his room, laying down, bed rotting. Well, I'm in my room, door closed, doing a whole bunch of shit. I mean, I'm doing spooky, witchy shit, because that was who I was, right? Playing with dolls and doing inappropriate things with dolls. My dolls was freaky. Is somebody gonna match my freak? So anyway, and just doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I was by myself. I was by myself a big majority of the afternoons. And my dad, one of the things he did in his depression was he ate fast food a lot. And to the point where like his car was full of fast food wrappers. And we would always eat. And his thing was, now let's throw away the evidence. Let's get rid of the evidence. So we would go to parks and throw away all the containers of the food we had been eating. And my dad never told me about like amounts. He never was like when they could start supersizing things at McDonald's. I mean, I'm like 13, 14, 15, supersizing something. And you would think that that's okay for a kid that's growing. It's okay for a kid that's athletic and growing. It's okay for a kid who's active and growing. And I was neither one of those. I was literally coming home and just sitting. In fact, I played volleyball for a semester, because you know the volleyball wasn't like all year, it was just a semester. I played volleyball, and the only reason why I played that volleyball was because I was very good at serving. I didn't do anything else. They put me in to serve, and as soon as they started rotating, they took my ass out, because I wasn't about to like hustle and get the ball. How much y'all know this is so good? This pupusa is dangerous. The one I made the other day was good, but this one is dangerous. It's fire. Anyway, so number one, I equated being big to safety. Number two, I was modeling a learned behavior from a depressed parent. And we were getting rid of the evidence. So, you know, I obviously was associating that like eating like this wasn't good because we're throwing away something so that my mom didn't see it. Okay? Now my mom was cooking. My mom cooked like big meals, hearty meatloaf things that could last like 2 and 3 days. And although my dad didn't mind leftovers, about the third or fourth day, we was gonna go to Sonic, okay? But then the third thing that I noticed, third thing, social eating. I noticed that every time I would go out with people, it always included food. We weren't doing any activities, it just was food. So I really did associate going out and hanging out and catching up with people with food. The fourth thing though, and I think that this is really important, is because I wasn't monitored when I was home too by myself, right? So, and my mom came from the country. My mom came from a place of where they didn't have enough food, or they had very little food, or very little variety of food. They weren't necessarily poor, they just were in the country. And the people down there, a lot of them, the country ones, they could not wait to turn 16 and 17 so they could go to the big city. And so my mom gets introduced to the big city at 17. She graduated at 17, so she gets exposed to the city and she, living a better life. And she's never going to tell her kids, what they can't have and to not eat seconds and thirds, because she came from an environment where they only had firsts, right? And probably barely that. So I was never given the stop with food, right? I was never given boundaries or borders around food. So now you got a kid who loves food. I'm creative, so cooking, it comes easily. So now I can cook anything I want. I have access to anything I want. My parents will buy anything I ask them to, and there is no boundary or border around that food. I can just eat as much as I want and anything I want. And so those four things, as an adult in my 40s now, that I have healed and healing. Healed, I've done the first step, but I continue to heal and get stronger and stronger with these 4 areas of food. And My story started in 2015 when I started hearing about something called HCG. And if you guys ever heard of HCG or did HCG, let me know. Put your comment below. HCG was the craze, and I started this whole business around selling the HCG because HCG came with a way that you were supposed to be eating. It told you how you were supposed to be eating, which was keto. I didn't know anything about keto. At first I heard about HCG, started doing HCG. And of course I'm seeing the weight come off fast and they're like, oh, you're just eating ketogenically. And I was like, well, what is that? You're putting your body into ketosis. Oh, well, what does that mean? You're keeping your blood sugar down and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. That's the reason why. So I learned that my body responds to keeping my blood sugar down. That's a fact. So I did keto and HCG for about a year and a half, and I got from 345 pounds down to 190. I hadn't seen 190 since the 5th grade. And now I'm like 2 inches taller. You know, I'm like 5'5", 190. I'm looking the fuck good. You hear me? But I was definitely still in a phase of my life where I was performative and I liked praise. So the more people were exclaiming about my weight loss and how I looked, the more I was trying to lose. And so I went into some very unhealthy ways of losing. It started off HCG, it started off keto, then it went into me not eating for days. It went into me just eating days where all I was eating was eggs. It went to me days where I was taking laxatives, like Correctol, every day. It went to days where I was eating like a bowl of iceberg lettuce and some sugar-free ranch dressing. And if you're smart enough and do the calories, I was eating that bowl of iceberg lettuce, sugar-free ranch dressing for the whole day. That was nothing for nothing. So, but I didn't care. I just thought that as long as I eat this big bowl of filler, people will see me eating and they won't think that I'm not eating. It was a way to like throw people off that I wasn't eating. And I have to post some pictures because you can even look at the way that I lost the weight. My face started to sink in. You could see my clavicles. In fact, I went to the doctor because I was wanting to get skin removal. I was feeling myself, right? Thinking I was gonna be small like that forever, thinking that I could stay keto forever, thinking I could maintain the whole. I really went into another type of eating disorder. And when you're not eating, I know people think anorexia is just for like the super skinny, emaciated, but when you're not eating at all, like when you just stop eating or you start to have an aversion to eating, I was starting to cry. Like to put food next to my face, I would cry. It took me a little while, like even when getting down here, it took me working with my relationship with food. And I remember several times even being down here in the last 3 years where I put the food up to my face and I started to cry and I'm like, why are you crying? And it's just this whole, your inner child, right? I don't want to be fat again. I don't want to be fat like this. I don't want to get fatter, right? And there's just this, psychologically, I was not in a good place when it came to my food. And so I noticed that I had creeped back up to like 290 last year. Especially when I go back to the United States for a couple of weeks. And when I go to the United States, typically I go for 2 months at a time, so that's about 8 to 9 weeks. And when I start eating the food there, of course, I start to swell back up, my joints start to hurt, my body starts to hurt, my back starts to hurt, everything just starts to hurt because, again, the way that the processing of the food is there, the quality of the food there, it hurts my body because I'm not used to it. Let me get a bite, hold on, y'all. I cannot believe how good that is. Last time I put the eggs inside of it, but this was perfect with just the cheese. And you see me eating around because I want to eat the cheese last. Yes, this is my favorite drink And they came out with a new flavor. It is so good. They don't call things diet here, they call it light. No diet. So I had crept back up to like 290, close to 290. And I was disappointed, but I wasn't like broken. I was still disappointed, but I said, I can do this. We're gonna have to do something, right? So I attempted to do keto. This is an old shirt, that's why I have it on. If you guys remember me from Ketogenic Kelly, you'll remember sugar built it, keto killed it. So when I put it on this morning, I was just like, I ain't doing no keto no more. Like, I tried to do keto again down here and I got sick. And I was like, why do I feel sick? Like, I'm like dizzy, sick, just, my body was like, nope. Because I did keto in my 30s. Doing keto at 35, let me tell you something. I tell anybody, if you're watching this now and you're under 40, you fight for your life and you get smaller now. Do not wait till 40. Hormonally, things change at 40. And it is harder, believe what I tell you. It is 10. Everybody said this to me. And I thought fat meat wasn't greasy. But when I tell you, it gets harder when you get over 40. Everything changes when you get over 40. The muscle mass, like overnight, it seems like the muscle mass just, and your skin sags. And even like the fat in your body, the fat gets soft. Like, I was a little more toned, a little more muscular. That fat is so soft. It's so soft. I just can't even explain it. I was like, what is going on? Do whatever you can if you are under 40 to get as much weight off of your body as you can now. But my body was like, nope, we're not doing keto. We're not going to allow it. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I started working back through my relationship with food again. Got some new revelation. And just some new discipline. And I stuck with it because it was sustainable. It was still giving me the food I wanted. And I learned that since July. I started this schedule in July. And since July, I've lost 45 pounds. 1 second. I'm not a real mukbanger. I don't like talking with food in my mouth. Because I don't like seeing other people talk with their food. They're not gross. That ain't for me. But anyway, I started this new schedule of eating in July. So since July to December, January 1st maybe, I've lost 45 pounds pretty easily. It's falling off. Like, I'm not going to the gym or anything, but I do want to tell you what I'm doing. I want to tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to show you what I'm taking, right? So if you remember back to what I said of the reasons why, my 4 reasons that I noticed that I was eating so socially, and being down here in Mexico, I don't really have any friends or family, so I'm not going out socially. I'm cooking. I allow myself to Uber Eats 1 day a week. This is part of my schedule. I allow myself to Uber Eats 1 day a week, 1 meal. If I want to. I don't have to, because I cook very great, I cook very well. I'm getting full, you guys, that's why I'm slowing down. But I'm gonna eat this though. So that's number 1. I'm not socializing and eating anymore. And if you're in the United States and you're still going out with your friends, y'all find some different things to do. Go to the park. Go bowling. Go do some activities. But every time you go out and hang out with somebody, don't go to the library, go read, go learn something together. Or every time you go out with your friend, you don't have to have food. That's number one. Number two, the whole not having boundaries around me eating. That's what the schedule is for. My schedule is my boundary. My schedule is my masculine energy to myself. My schedule is my order, and it's telling me what to do. So when I was a child, I could just eat from sun up to sundown. I don't do that anymore. People will call it intermittent fasting, and that's fine. I don't care what you call it. For me, it didn't have anything to do with intermittent fasting. I was having the worst acid reflux of my life. And every time I was turning, like at nighttime when I was turning to sleep, going to the right and to the left, especially to my left side, whatever side your tummy is on, no, it was my right side. I turn on my right side and that acid reflux would start coming up, and I'm like, ugh. And if anybody knows me, I hate throw up. Like anything about it is just no. So I was like, why is this acid reflux happening, right? So then I said, well, maybe I'm eating too late at night. So I stopped eating at 8. And I was like, no, that's not enough. Stopped eating at 6. I was like, that's a little better. Stopped eating at 4. I was like, that's really good. So I had stopped eating it by 4 o'clock. Whatever I was going to eat for the day, I had eaten already. Well, I started with that, and I was like, I like this. This is nice. Well, then I realized that I was eating so substantially, like my one meal that I was eating was so enough. I was really stopping eating around 2 o'clock, but that wasn't the point of it, but that's kind of just what was happening naturally. Because I had, when you start to heal, there are residuals that come along with it. When you're healing, what you think you're healing, your relationship with food when it comes to boundaries, you think that. And then when you put boundaries on it, other stuff starts opening up, right? And so me eating such a good meal that wasn't keto, I'm eating, a whole balanced meal, I'm realizing like, if you eat enough, this one meal, the truth is that you're not hungry till about 7 p.m. But by the time 7 p.m. comes, you're not eating after 7 p.m. So inadvertently, I had started intermittent fasting, but it was not supposed to be for weight loss. It was to heal the acid reflux. And acid reflux is 99.9% associated to your food. We have shared some of the same issues with food and weight stuff, yes. But 99% of acid reflux is the food, the types of food you're eating. And so, again, I was focused on the acid reflux and stopped eating after a certain time. Then I realized I had thrown myself into intermittent fasting. And so I said, okay, well, let's just give yourself a real time frame. And so I saw this man talking about a 19.6. I think, was he saying that? No, 19.5. Yeah. And I started doing that, and I was like, I think I can shorten that window even more. So today, where you're looking at me today, I eat my first meal in between 11 and 2 every day. It's a habit. I don't think about it. But I will say this, at nighttime, because I have increased my cardio, but I gotta tell you about my cardio too, because that was not supposed to be for weight loss. I had just been working with my relationship with food. And as I was working with that relationship with food, my resistance to doing some things lifted. And before I knew it, I was just moving into things that were better for me diet-wise that I didn't even realize were better for me. I didn't realize I was losing this weight until I put something on one day and I was like, oh, this doesn't look good at all. So I got on the scale and I was like, oh, this was not. I went to a wedding here in Puerto Vallarta. I don't do hair anymore. Everybody knows that I used to do hair. But there was a lady that came in, a black lady, and my best friend's a makeup artist. She had really long dreads, and she was like, can you style, just do something with my dreads, anything. She told me the budget she had. I was like, I think I could create something. So I created something for the wedding, and I put on this blue dress that my sister had given to me. She had ordered it maybe off of Shein. I've never ordered off of Shein. But if my sister orders off of Shein, if it doesn't look good on her, most likely it'll look good on me, and vice versa, because we're shaped differently. So it's good to have a sister where y'all kind of similar in sizes. And I like things fitted. She's a little smaller than me. She likes her things looser. So what's loose on her is fitted on me. And I have a big butt and big hips. She don't have that. So, you know. So I put on this dress. And I didn't put a bra on. And I'm looking at myself. I was like... And the thing is that the dress felt good, right? I felt like it looked good. It was when I took pictures in the dress that I looked and I was like, oh, bitch, you think you skinny, don't you? Like I hadn't noticed until I took the pictures, and I looked back at the pictures and I was like, whoa. And these are some of the little things that were just happening, right? So I stopped eating after 2 o'clock for acid reflux. Second thing I did was, people know on this page, I work with people. I am a mental health practitioner. I work with Black women that have mental diagnoses of ADHD and bipolar, but more specifically bipolar 2. But these are the 2 areas where I'm really strong. And depression and anxiety as well, but a lot of times they're kind of lumped into bipolar. A lot of the same techniques and things that I can do for bipolar, I can do for depression and anxiety as well. And so I have my own diagnosis. And one of the things I was doing was I just started walking, because I realized when I woke up in the morning, my mind was racing. And I said, well, let's give yourself an hour or two just to like let your mind race. Just think about everything and anything, because I like doing it. Like my mind racing, because it's only about me, it's fun. People's minds racing when you got a bunch of kids and then you taking care of other people, that's not always so fun, because your thoughts are about other people. But thoughts about my kids, I think, could be fun. If it's just you and your kids, I feel like that could be fun. But then when you gotta think about like other grown adults, your parents, and stuff like that, that's not fun. And so I just said, just give your head 2 hours, just go and just do whatever, right? So I was playing with a morning routine. I was playing with it. I was just playing with it, switching things around, seeing what I liked, what was sticking. And I started doing a morning walk where I was just literally letting my mind just purge and think about the dreams I had, think about what I want to do for the day, think about, daydream like what my life would be like in 5 years, and daydream about meeting the love of my life. I just, for like an hour, I just started walking. How did I know with this hour walking that I was doing to let my mind race was the cardio? I was not thinking about it being cardio. So with those 2 things I just told you right there, my schedule, that I do all before 2 o'clock, that is the schedule that I'm on. That's how I've been able to lose this 45 pounds easily, without effort, without thought, just happening. Now I want to show you guys 2 supplements I take, and I want to tell you why I take them. So one thing about me, I remember in the 5th grade was the first time I went to the doctor about digestive issues, because as a child I had the number 3s all the time and we couldn't figure out what it was. As an adult, I think that not necessarily, they thought I was lactose intolerant. They thought I was lactose intolerant, but I wasn't. I'm not lactose intolerant. I think that I was having a gluten intolerance or a wheat intolerance, because I noticed when I was eating bread and stuff was when it was happening, especially like if I ate pizza. Don't get me wrong, there's cheese on the pizza, but there's more bread on the pizza. And I think that was, as an adult, I think back and I think that was what was, so like the masa is made with corn. My tummy doesn't hurt with this, but my tummy can hurt with some breads, right? I think it was gluten, but back in 94, the gluten intolerances weren't a thing, so nobody was thinking about it being a gluten issue. They just lumped me into having what did I say? Lactose. So I've always had an issue with using the bathroom. I would go days without using the bathroom, and I'm somebody that would go like 3, 4, and 5 days without pooping. Well, I didn't want to show you guys this, not because I didn't want to tell you, but because I want to get a commission check, and I don't know how to, the TikTok shop I'm not on TikTok, so I have to figure out how to do it on YouTube, but I want to tell you, I don't want to gatekeep. I want to tell you guys what it is. But I did get it off the TikTok shop, and this is the first one. The Mila Mia More. They have bottles that look like it, okay? You're gonna see bottles, you're gonna get on Amazon and see bottles that look like it. If it don't have this, if it don't come from this company, don't get it. It's got to be this company, because there are a lot of people making fakes, and the fakes don't even look like these. Here, let me show you what they look like too. If the fake capsule is like a white peanut butter, like a white color, that ain't it. The capsule is brown, like tan brown. But I take these every day. Now, I know people were taking them talking about they were detoxes. So for me, I don't take it as a detox. For me, I take it as maintenance, because I wasn't pooping every day. This helps me to poop every day. And if I skip a day, guess what? I'm still pooping, because my bowels are being retrained on a schedule to poop. And that's how I use this. I will take 1 or 2 a day, maybe just one. Like if it's a day where I ate a bunch of vegetables and salad and stuff, I'm not taking 2, take 1. But if it's a day where I had beans and rice, I might take 2. And like I said, I can skip a day, no problem. But because my body, like around 10 a.m., we got to poop, right? I wasn't doing that before. I know most people don't have a problem pooping, but then there's some of us that do. And I was one of them. Literally, it was going like, I think my worst I've done is like 5 days with no poop. I'm eating, but I'm not releasing. And so I had to retrain my bowels. It wasn't even just about retraining my mind about eating. It was retraining my insides to do what they were supposed to do so that they could flush and get it out. So this is one thing I definitely take. I highly recommend this. And I highly recommend, like, if you're on TikTok to get it, wait till the days that they have like 2-for-1 sales. So I got like 2 for $20. Because if you don't, it'll be like 1 for $15. So it behooves you. But here's the second thing. I don't want to gatekeep this either. Walmart. You take this right before you eat. I typically take it like before I start cooking. I'll take one of the cleanses, and I'll take one of these. It's called Berberine. Now, remember at the top of the video, I told you that my body responds to keeping my glycemic spikes down. Berberine keeps your glycemic spike down. Before you get on Ozempic, before you get all these prescriptions, go to Walmart and get you some Berberine. Give it 45 days. Give it 40. Just take it. Take it as like right when you know you're about to eat. Take it. So that you can, when you take it and you start warming up your food, getting all your stuff, come to the table, that give you like 10-15 minutes to let it sit in. I like to let mine go in for like 20 to 30 minutes before. So typically, like when I come in from my walk, which is about 10:15, 10:30, I'll take this and my poop medicine, and in about 30 minutes I'm eating. So I will never be without this. These are no different than taking a multivitamin. If you can take a multivitamin every day, you can take those. Literally, I swallow them and I'm done with it. I'm not changing how I eat, as you see. I just made me some dough and made me a pupusa. Let me take another bite. Hold on, y'all. I'm full, but not like stuffed. But I know it's because I was talking to. Don't laugh at me. I want every piece. So fucking good. I found with me the thinking, the more I let myself think in the morning time and just get it out my system, and I write, like I channel that thinking into something, that has really helped me. Also, most people know, but I do want to have children. I don't really know how that's going to happen in the next couple of years, but children are a desire of mine. And one thing I noticed, like when my friends had children, because pretty much most of my friends had children, there was like a few years where it was just me reaching out to them. I never thought that it was one-sided. I never had that, because I'm definitely that person that I have to put a boundary on checking on people, because I'll check on people, they've moved on from me with their hearts and their minds, and I won't know. That's part of my neurodivergence. I don't know when people don't like me anymore. And I had to learn when people didn't like me, because I just thought everybody liked me, right? I could not read when people were showing me that they didn't like me, or that they didn't respect me, or they thought I was like silly, like I didn't know. So to me, I was just reaching out to my friends. I was just, keeping in contact with my friends. And most of us are still friends today, or the ones that count, right? And we're stronger, even like, they're like family. These are the friends that I know I'm gonna do old age with. These are the friends that I know that we're attempting to live in the same, like a compound together. We're trying to get land and live together. And I was the first to leave the country permanently. Another friend is getting ready to leave back over, I think, to Europe, and we're going to try to get land in the EU, here in Mexico, and in the United States, so that we can all have places to go and travel to and to live forever. We know that our housing will always be taken care of. And so my friends have become my life partners as of today. But I said that to say, as their kids got older and they were able, they started on their spiritual journeys or life journeys of growing up and being able to articulate themselves better. And I have one friend that too, but they're like, we thank you so much for always reaching out and keeping our friendship together. But it was because of you that our friendship stayed together, because I know I fell off. I know that I was caught up in my world with my children, with my husband, and left to my own devices, our relationship would have crumbled, but not on purpose, but because my focus was in other places. And so I do look forward to being an example. Like, I look forward to the challenge, and hopefully being an example of how, when you have your family, how anything outside of that. I love my mom, because my mom is not like a lot of moms. My mom is the mom that says, please do not concern yourself with me. It is my job to take care of myself, and I will let you know when I need something. Do not stop your life from me. My mom is not a mom that asks for anything. She doesn't. She's never, and it's not even that she needs anything from us. When I say she's not gonna, she takes care of herself. She already has her end of life things taken care of and paid for. So like, if she needs to go into a nursing home, that's taken care of already. She's like, nope, I don't want to live with anybody. Y'all drop me off here, do this with this. We're all like, oh, probably not. We're not gonna, that's gonna be like the last resort. But I said that to say, I look forward to, like I said, the challenge of, and being an example of, literally paying attention to, making sure that where my attention is going is focused to this household right here, and everything outside of this household has to take a back burner, because I may not have the capacity to do that. I am not going to overextend myself mentally to the point where I could hurt my mental health. That's why I'm saying that. And I encourage other people to start taking that challenge. If you have children and a spouse, to really be focused on your household, because people will get mad at you, friends, siblings, parents. They're gonna get mad at you because you're focusing on you and your household, but that's what you're supposed to do. And focusing your energy outside of that household, you're in error, and that will add to anxiety, and that will add to depression, because you're extending yourself past the limit. You are out of alignment. Your alignment is supposed to be towards your home. And so, I wish people realize that, and working with me, that's some of the things that I share with my clients. You are nobody's last resort. They will always find somebody else if they want it. And if they don't get it, they didn't want it. If they gave up, that's their business giving up. Who are you to step in when somebody else gives up? You are no one's last resort. So don't let people put that in your head like, well, I was the last hope for them, or I was their last resort, or without me it wouldn't get done. Without you it wouldn't get done. It just wouldn't get done. It's not you. It's not your stuff. Your energy stays into you and getting what you need to get done, and their energy is enough to sustain them and to supply them with whatever they need to get done. When it comes to mental health, and when it comes to, like I was telling, I got down this road talking about my walk and how I use my walk to clear my head, and so that's it. That's my schedule. I'm at the end, working through those 4 things. Like I said, relating weight to being safe, to my safety. Thinking that if I was bigger, I couldn't be messed with. If I was bigger, I couldn't get snatched. If I was bigger, I couldn't get beat up, right? Not beat up. My mom never beat me. No, just spankings, whippings. That was number 1. Number 2, being a social eater. Number 3, mirroring the behavior of a depressed parent, right? And number 4, not having any boundaries on on when I was eating. So today, I go by the philosophy I can eat whatever I want. I just do not eat when I want. I can eat whatever I want within a window. I do not eat whenever I want. I eat within that window, and that's where the discipline comes in there. Put it in what you want to put in. Because after 2 o'clock, the kitchen is closed. I drink a lot at night, but if you're over 40, you be careful about drinking, because you'll be up all night peeing. So I'm careful with that. But yeah, if I get really, really hungry, I'll pick something carbonated, like there's if you guys remember, there's a beverage called Squirt. And Squirt is a citrus grapefruit beverage, but it's carbonated. And here they have a light version of it. So good. And so I keep a couple of those because the carbonation typically like fills my belly up and it feels really good. So I don't feel like hungry with no added sugar. I eat high protein and high fat for my body. Lots of meat, lots of eggs, lots of butter. High protein, high fat. But I eat exactly what I want. But I just make sure it has the most protein and the most fat in it. But I eat what I want. I eat hamburgers, french fries, pizza. I eat beans, right? You can go back and look on my videos. Y'all can see me cooking and you see me eating. Your girl is eating. But I eat whatever I want, but I do not eat whenever I want. I focus on high fat and high protein, and I focus on keeping my glycemic down. Greek yogurt has me in a chokehold right now. Greek yogurt has me in a chokehold. It's so good. I wish I would have known it was that good. But it's so good. And I'm about to eat a popsicle when I get off with y'all. But y'all see the last 2 days I've been eating a popsicle with y'all online. I bought me 2 more of them motherfuckers. They so good. And I'm about to have another one as soon as I get finished with this. In fact, I may let y'all watch me eat, because sometimes people like to watch me eat. Okay. If that's what you want to do. It took me a long time to eat, y'all. Full. Hold on, let me go get my popsicle. I don't know if they have these in the United States, but if they do, oh, the best. But it's messy. It's messy. It's gonna break in a minute. We'll try to eat as fast as we can. That'll be nasty. I've been eating one of these every day. Let me also take you guys with this. Another reason why I just take one a day, because I'm not trying to flush out what I ate. I just want a normal bowel movement. And that gives me just a normal, your normal bowel movement, that makes sure that I have a normal one. Look at the inside. Favorite popsicle here. Get yourself on an eating schedule, y'all. Put some order around your food. I'm grateful I can eat what I want to eat. I'm grateful. Because I did not want to cut my carbohydrates. You make ice cream? Are you being nasty, Anthony? Or are you being serious? They make it for you right then and there. I don't want to be nasty. Oh, but I'm not coming to Dubai though. Dubai is too scary. And y'all put people in jail and they don't know the rules. That's not fair. People got to study to come to that country. No, thank you. I done been to 11 countries so far. I ain't never had to study the rules and laws of a country and go visit and have a vacation, spend money in that country. The hell? I don't let none of the ice cream be lost. Or chocolate. I love white chocolate. All right, that's my food for the day. And guess what? That was more than enough. More than enough. I'm very full. In fact, I'm gonna go back outside and walk. One of the things I like to do in the middle of the day now is I like to walk after I eat. I literally just take like a lap. I'm not doing the whole morning routine, but I just take like a lap around after I eat. I like the way it feels. So I do it. All right, make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. I forgot to tell y'all that. Like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. Because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. I want to be at 1,000 subscribers by my birthday. And I think I can do that with your help. So, I love myself. I love you. I hope that you guys got something from this video. I'm full, y'all. Food's good. All right.